We're excited for you guys to be here. And I just want to share with you our goal with this is to really provide information for real estate agents and frankly, even other salespeople. You might not be in the real estate industry, but a lot of the stuff is just sales in general, right? So, you're welcome here. I just want you to know everybody's welcome. If you're in real estate or not, but we're going to mostly speak about real estate 99.9% of the time. And what we want to do is we want to provide value to you. So if there's something that you're interested in learning about, training on, those kind of things, let us know. Shoot it in, you can shoot me a message from the website. You can put it in the chat, whatever, and we will put it together in our training because our goal is to contribute to you. So Stephen and I are here. Stephen is with Rapid Funnel, and you want to say hi, Stephen?
Hey, everybody. And also Pat as well is here as the brains behind the operation, and just beyond excited to be partnered up with Sean and Trio here.
Yeah, nice. So what it is Rapid Funnels is, they have a really great sales platform that they put together. And we came together to really build a prospecting app. That's what I've been calling it, Stephen, just so you know, because you say CRM to people and they get the wrong idea. They just don't understand because there's nothing else like this in the industry, right? It doesn't exist out there. I was at a training yesterday and a guy goes, "Oh, it's like KV Core." And I said, "It's not." KV Core doesn't do anything like this. So think of it like a prospecting app. But today what we're going to do is we're going to teach, and we're going to show you some pieces that you need to help you build your real estate business, be successful in real estate, just some things that I've learned over my years. And in that too, we're going to share with you a little bit about the app. But let me tell you, you don't need the app to do this. Steve doesn't like that. Steven's like, "Oh, what are you saying?" But I promise you, when I show you what we're doing, the app makes it easier. And that's really the goal. Real estate's a hard industry. You've got to prospect for clients. You got to do your marketing. You've got to get out there and meet with people and do appointments and presentations. And then you got to convert those. And then you got to service them, right? It's so hard. So what is our goal? Our goal is to just simply make it easier for you, right? Can we make this process easier for the real estate agent so they're more successful? Because if prospecting is easier, you're going to do more of it, right? And so I'm going to share with you how the app really makes managing your events, your client events, your customer events just easier, okay? And in exchange for that, what I'm also going to do is I'm going to share with you some things that you can do today to build out your client event schedule, which if you don't have one, I'm going to share with you why that's so important right now. And also kind of how to manage it. And the funny thing is this is hard for me, guys. This is event schedules are really not my skill. So I'll share a little bit about I had my client event yesterday, and I'll share with you a little bit about the failures that I made along the way. But I also want to share where the app really makes it easier for you, and why it's important to do that. Yeah, want to add anything, Stephen, before we get going?
No, I'm ready to go.
Okay. Oh, and before I say that, we're going to refer to Trio, right, as an app. There is a desktop version, right? And I know that some of you on here are users. You guys are, Trio users, and I know specifically Sophia only uses the desktop. She rarely uses the app because she prefers the desktop version, because she prefers to work from a computer. So I'm going to use the term app, but there is a desktop version too. But it was kind of designed to be on the go, right? It was designed to be like, hey, I ran into somebody at a dinner party. They're a first-time buyer. I want to be able to provide them value, connect with them, educate them, put them in my reminder, because that's what a CRM is a contact reminder system, right? reminder management. That's what it should do. It doesn't manage your relationship. It reminds you to do something, and that's what a good CRM does. So that's really the goal here. Okay, let's get started. So we're going to talk today. You can all see my screen. Are you seeing the PowerPoint? Okay, great. So today we're going to talk about 20 minutes. We're going to talk about how to build a client event schedule. My goal is to get through this, share with you a little bit about the app, and then I have time for Q&A. So we're done on time, no questions asked. So how to build a client event schedule. Now, a client event, a lot of people get this confused. Okay, a lot of people get this confused. And I'm going to just kind of put this into my perspective. Now, right or wrong, good or bad, you don't have to agree with me here, right? You can do it your way. Do it your way. I have done this for many years, and I've had lots of successes. I've had some failures, and I've coached literally 2,000 agents in my career. And there's just certain things that tend to work over and over again. And there's areas where there's things that we make mistakes on, and that's what I want to share with you today. So one of the biggest challenges when we call a client event is really it's not a client event, okay? What we're doing with the event is this is our opportunity to tell our client that we're still in business, that we're actively doing it, and that we're available to them. That's really what it is. When we say something like a client appreciation event, okay, the confusion about client appreciation is this idea that we're going to hold an event to appreciate them, but it puts them in an obligatory state, right? So, I mean, Stephen, could you imagine, let's say your insurance agent called you up and said, hey, Stephen, this weekend, this Saturday, between 10 a.m. and 2 in the afternoon, I'm having a client appreciation event, and I'm having a bounce house, and I'm having clowns and hot dogs and popcorn and all this stuff to appreciate you. Honestly, how do you feel about that?
I'm not sure if it feels overly personalized.
Yeah, right? Is it really about you?
No.
Right? It's about them. It's totally about them. And so now you have this awkward relationship where you feel like you're going to have to show up, or your relationship with your insurance agent might be strained, right? And so client appreciation events can actually backfire against you. Okay. So people might actually how you have some people that are in your family where they feel like they're obligated to do everything for you. Like they're obligated. Well, those people, if they can't make it because maybe they have a conflict, maybe they have something else that's going on that day that they, maybe they want to get caught up on their Game of Thrones. We don't know. But whatever it is, they don't want to go, or they can't go. And now they feel like they let you down, and in opposed to having that conversation with you, they just avoid you now, right? So we want to be very careful in our client events not to set up any kind of obligation. And when we call it a client appreciation event, it's not really about them. It's about us. Okay, let's be honest. It's about us. It's not about them. Yeah, sure, we appreciate them. But there's other ways you could show a client you appreciate them without making them feel obligated. So the events that we're going to do today, that we're going to talk about, are not going to obligate people, okay? These are events for opportunities for them to come see you, opportunities for them to get something, receive something, participate in something, but not obligate them. Does that make sense, Stephen? Sounds better? Yeah, okay.
I'm ready to learn.
Yeah, what's that?
I'm ready to learn.
Oh, okay. You're like, get to it. Okay. And Amy has a question. Will we do a replay? Yeah, I'm going to send out anybody who registers for any of these classes. I'm going to send you the recordings. Okay. And I also posting these on YouTube because I want to share. Okay. I want to share this with the community. Okay. So number one thing on client events, why you must have them right now, why this is so important now more than ever, is the market is shifting, okay? And when the market shifts, I just saw a report this morning. They said in some markets, the real estate market has dropped 13% in some markets. Wow. that affordability over the past 2 years, because of the raise in price and the raise in interest rates, it costs 70% more to buy a house today than it did 2 years ago. 70% more. So the market is being pressured down intentionally by the government. Okay, not making a statement here. This is just what's happening. They're trying to slow the appreciation down. They're trying to do that. So the market's shifting. And what happens is some of your clients in your and cross, you can also add your community to client. When I say client, this could be past client, this could be SOI, your sphere of influence, or this could be your neighbors, right? Your geographic farm. This could be a demographic farm. If you are somebody who, I know an agent who specializes with triathlon, right? The triathletes, that's his demographic. So that could be a demographic farm. Some of those people need your help right now. But the problem is they're either afraid or ashamed to reach out. They're so scared about what's happening in the market because there's a lot of layoffs going on right now. I talked to a friend of mine yesterday who owns a business. He laid off 5 people. 5 people. And he's like, I don't know what to do. Like, I'm stuck, right? He laid off 5 people this week. So I know another friend of mine, his company laid off 30% of their entire staff. They laid off 30% of their entire company already. So people are afraid, and sometimes they're ashamed because they made a bad decision, right? And what's the last thing you want to do is share when you made a bad decision with people, right? That's hard. So where's a safe place to do this is they'll show up to your event because they can huddle you off to the corner and have that conversation like, hey, I got to talk to you, right? I don't want to have this conversation over the phone. I'm not going to have this conversation via text. I'm not going to respond to your market update email, right? But I'm concerned and I don't know what to do, right? Or I have a friend or a family member who's in a tough spot and I don't know how to help them. And that's why these client events are so important. The other thing is common mistakes that agents make is when the market shifts, they stop doing their marketing, right? They all of a sudden they go, I'm having a closing, and it's October and they have 0 on the board. They've got a couple listings sitting that aren't getting offers. They freak out and they stop doing their marketing. Now, here's the thing. Right now, it's not that you want to stop doing your marketing. You want to rethink your marketing, right? You want to measure your marketing and look at it. Did it provide a return last year? And is it likely going to provide a return in the future? If it does, continue it. If you have to, scale it back, but don't shut your marketing off. And when I'm talking about marketing, I'm talking about your newsletters, your marketing to your sphere of influence. If you're, advertising and on Yelp or even Realtor.com or Zillow or wherever you're doing, don't panic and shut it all off. Okay, evaluate it. If it worked over the past 6 months, it's probably going to still work in the future, just maybe not as effective. But if the ROI is there, continue to do it. Right? Do you agree, Stephen? Yeah. You can't take your foot off the pedal right now, right? You cannot. Now we have to hold every dollar accountable. Every single dollar right now is accountable. Now, what you want to look for is a 4 times return on your money. Okay. A 4 times return. So if you spend $1, you need to get $4 back. Okay. Steven's like, yeah.
I like where your head's at.
Yeah, we're not selling widgets here. We're selling your time. So when you get a client, you have to service the client, service the transaction, manage the file, do all those things. That time is how you get paid. So you have to have a 4 times return. If you've got a 5 times return, you're doing great. Okay. But a 2 times return, it's not going to work. So when we go back, we talk about Realtor.com, those kind of things. In the past 6 months, did you get a 4 times return? Now, in the next 6 months, you're going to evaluate it again. Are you still getting a 4 times return? Okay, not month over month. Okay, month over month doesn't work. So when we talk about events, we're going to talk about how to do these events in a very low cost. Okay, we're going to keep our costs down, our activity level high, so we can have a high ROI, because these events might be a 10 or 20 times ROI, a 10 to 20 times ROI on events. Okay. Look at Steven's like, what? Okay, so common mistakes agents make is they overthink this. They make it way more confident or way more complicated than it needs to be. It can be simple. Okay, these events can be simple. They overspend on events. This is really common. Okay, they go out and they spend $4,000. I had a coaching client spent $12,000 on a client event. $12,000. That is literally your year budget. That's almost 4 times your yearly budget, because I'm going to show you how to do this where it costs you little to no money. Okay, little to no money. Number one mistake they make is they fail to plan ahead. Okay, remember I said I had a client event yesterday and I messed it up? That's where I didn't plan far enough ahead, because things go wrong, right? Things delay, and then you end up scrambling, and then it doesn't turn out the way you want it to. It still was a win. Let me tell you, it was still a win. It still generated what I needed it to generate. It just wasn't a great event because I failed to plan well enough. Again, we say the agents stop their marketing during tough times, and they stop contacting their clients. And this is interesting. And some of you are going to relate to this, right? Because I remember doing this like 2006, 2007. I'm selling a lot of homes. I'm telling buyers, this is going to be great. I'm telling investors, you're going to make so much money. And then the market crashes in 2009. And I felt obligated, right? I felt responsible. And so as opposed to continuing to contact them, I avoided them. Okay. I hid from them. And here's what you have to remind yourself of. We are only reading the tea leaves that are in front of us. None of us can predict the market, right? I mean, if we could predict the market, who would have predicted that real estate prices were going to go up 40% during a pandemic? Okay. So just forgive yourself. Like if you promised a client, this is going to be a great investment, and it's not going up in value, and they lost a little bit of money, you did the best you could with the information you had at the time. Okay. So just kind of let it go, move on, tell them that you care about them, tell them that you like, you still like them and love them, and that you're still here for them, right? Be empathetic and understanding. So, oh, there's Patrick. I just saw him. Hey, man.
Sean.
Hey, how's it going?
Fantastic.
So for those of you that don't know Patrick, Patrick is the founder of Rapid Funnel, which is my partner in Trio. So we're just talking about the importance of staying in touch with your clients during difficult times.
Yeah, that's awesome, Sean. And I was just on with another company. We were talking about, we live in a mobile first era. We all have our phone with us, and we don't leave our house without it. And to be able to sit for 5 minutes in a parking lot and know who the hottest prospect is, and to be able to sit there in 5 minutes and send them 2 or 3 resources. And on my side, I do this every single day. We still pay for Close.io. It's a big fancy SaaS CRM platform because we sell SaaS, right? Software as a service. But I told the sales team the thing I live on every day is the app, because I know what all the prospects are doing real time. And I turn around, and when they watch something, I send them something else. And yesterday a client told me, he goes, the crazy thing is, man, every time I'd watch something, 5 minutes later, I get something else while it was top of mind, and I'd watch that. And then I realized you knew everything I was doing. So you were catching me in that moment. And anyway, became a customer for that reason.
Well, I'm going to share my screen while you're on that topic, because that's exactly what I had the opportunity of doing this week. Because for a lot of you that don't know, I mean, the Trio app we're only maybe 6 weeks into running this thing, Patrick?
Yeah, it's pretty early.
It's pretty new. And even for myself and my coaching clients, we are actively using it and finding new features every day that, Patrick added that we are learning about. So I shared with you my event, and to Patrick's point, over the weekend, I was showing houses, right? and I'm showing houses, and I'm thinking, I have this event coming up on Tuesday night. I need to have more conversations, invite more people. So in my day-to-day process of, hey, I'm going to call in a client or touch base with somebody, I was able to just simply do this as I'll click on this client here, which is my wife, because I'm going to send her a text right now. And right here is event invite. So as I'm talking to a client and I'm saying, hey, how's everything going? How's the new house? You enjoying it? I say, hey, by the way, I'm having that ice cream social. I'm sure you saw it in the newsletter, those kind of things. I'd love to send you a reminder invite. And then I can just literally go to my calendar here, and you see down here at the bottom is the invite, right? It's right there at the bottom because it's already in my calendar. It's already right here. And so I just put ice cream social. It's got the date, it's got the time, it's got the address, it maps it for them. And then I just simply click on, you have the choice of email, mail, or Facebook share, right?
That's awesome.
Right? And then I send the invite, pulls it up onto the text system, which, what I love about this piece right here, Patrick, is sometimes I want to customize the message, right? And I want to be able to say, hey, this is the event I talked about, or I'd love to see you there. So this gives me an opportunity to customize it if I want to. But if I don't, it just simply says, Sean Modry is inviting you to this event, Ice Cream Social, with the link to the event, right? It's so simple. And then send, okay? And then the great part is what she receives on her end is the invite with the time. It's got the map to it. She can add it to her calendar. And when she accepts the invite, the app then notifies me that she accepted the invite, right? So I can see that here in my activity log that she received it and if she accepted the invite. So it's so simple. I mean, I was able to, I had a showing on Saturday, and let's see, I got there about an hour early. I washed my truck, and while I was in the line at the car wash, I was messaging clients to attend my ice cream social event.
Sean, it's crazy if I don't know if you noticed, but when you get the push notification to say that she receives it, she can add it to her calendar, and it's going to have a banner on the invitation right in the app that says, hey, Sean Modry is inviting you to this event. Can you attend? That person says yes or no, I can't. If they say yes or no, I can't, you get a push notification.
Mm.
When you get the push notification, you can click on that push notification, and it will pop up a box that says, would you like to send a reminder to the prospect before this event occurs? And because it's a live event and I know they're driving, I'm going to change it from 5 minutes to 45 minutes. Mm-hmm. And 45 minutes before the event, especially because I know what part of town they probably live in or whatever, 45 minutes before, it's going to create a task for me in the task feature. And I'm going to get a pop-up that says, hey, it's time to remind Rebecca about the event. And I sent her a quick text that says, hey, Rebecca, look forward to seeing you. Now, Rebecca's committed. It's in her calendar. I got a push. It created a task. I sent a reminder. And all this is basically automated. It's just reminding me to do all these things. It's like my personal assistant.
I love that. I didn't set mine up that way. So that would have been handy because I did find myself prior to the event with some extra time, and I could have done that. So that's great.
Yep.
Yeah, wonderful. Well, let me get back to kind of sharing what we've got here as far as getting your event set up, because, to invite people to events, we got to have events, right? And so here's some ideas. I'm going to share with you some ideas that we have for. Thanks, Patrick. He's out. He's like, peace. Okay. So we've got to have some events set up in order to invite some people to events. So here's the type of events that you can have for clients, right? So client events can be, these are your SOI, your friends and family, these kind of things. And again, I'm going to share with you how you're going to be able to do these really low cost, and you're going to be able to do them frequency, because if our cost is high, We don't do them, right? If you're spending $4,000, $8,000, $12,000 on an event, how many events are you going to have a year? 1, 0? But if our events are really low cost, if they're $0 to $400, $0 to $400, then what you're going to see is you're going to have time to do more. You're going to have the budget to do more. And remember our ROI. We want 10 times ROI on these events. 10 times ROI on these events. Marketing, Realtor.com, Zillow, you can do 4 times ROI. These events, because you're putting in effort and time, 10 times ROI on these events. Okay. So some ideas is a happy hour. You're going to go to your local bar, right? And you're going to say, hey, I'm going to have a few people over. You're not reserving a room. We're not reserving a room. We're going to get an 8 top or a 10 top. And we're going to say, hey, I'm going to have some people over. We're going to have some drinks and some happy hour. Maybe some hors d'oeuvres, those kind of things. And I'm just going to need a little section by myself over here. We actually, one of the reasons, this is a trick, Stephen, that's a great trick. One of the reasons why you don't want to have a big room is what if only 5 people show up? Right? Then you don't look cool, right? You look like the guy nobody wants to hang out with, right? You're like, that's not cool. But here's the trick is when you do happy hours, like I have clients all over the city in Denver, right? I have, Aurora is an hour and 10 minutes from me. I've sold tons and tons of homes in Aurora. I've got clients in Boulder. I've got clients in Littleton. Well, I can do a happy hour in Aurora on Tuesday. I can do Boulder on Thursday, and I can do South Denver on a Friday, right? So if I have 5 people show up and I have an 8 top table with a bunch of hors d'oeuvres, and they say, wow, where is everybody? And you go, you know what? I just want to keep this a small private event for my favorite clients, right? I just want an opportunity to meet with you. They're not all weirded out. And it gives you a great opportunity to spend time with them and to talk with them and actually have a conversation with what's going on in their life, as opposed to a big client event with 30, 40 people there. You can't talk to everybody. I mean, I've been at client events where agents have had 150 people at them that, again, cost $8,000, $10,000. They didn't talk to anybody. Right? They're running around making sure drinks are full, appetizers are done, or even worse, they're up on the stage talking about how great they are. How would you like that event, Stephen?
I don't want an invite to that one.
It's the worst. It's such a mistake. It's such a mistake to do that, right? I'm on stage talking to you about how great I am and how I'm appreciating you right now. No. That's not about your client. That's about you. That's about you. That's a Sean appreciation event, not a client appreciation event. Okay. Dinner at your house. One of the top agents that I know, every single Monday, and this is an agent that does about 40 million in volume a year. Okay. $40 million in volume a year. Maybe not every single Monday, but almost every Monday, like clockwork, she invites 6 to 8 people to her house for dinner. Okay. And her goal is she mixes it up. Sometimes it's people she knows. Sometimes it's people that, she just met in the neighborhood and those kind of things. And this is an agent that does luxury. Okay. She's high-end luxury type real estate, dinner at her house. Summer barbecue, right? Very low cost, hamburger, hot dogs, balloons, popcorn, low cost, summer barbecue, ice cream social. This is what I did yesterday. Ice cream social, 58 degrees in Denver, ice cream social, freezing. People are showing up, right? For ice cream, right? And it's cold out. People love ice cream. People love ice cream. So, and again, you're only paying for the ice cream or the soda pop or the hot chocolate when they show up, right? So you get 50, you get 25 people not even that. You get 18, 19 people, and then they bring their kids. You're buying 50 ice cream cones, right? You're getting a discount because you're buying a lot. So you're paying about $3 a piece, right? For those ice cream cones. Not bad. Our turnout wasn't that great yesterday, but I'll share why in a minute. Wine and cheese tasting. So again, going to a wine bar, saying, hey, I'd like to have some people over. We're going to buy a couple bottles of wine. We're going to have some cheese, a cheese tray. Pumpkin carving right outside of your garage. Come to my house. I'm going to set up pumpkins. I'm going to get those little pumpkin carving things, maybe have some higher quality tools out of your kitchen and carve some pumpkins with your clients. And then holiday pie pickup. Again, you can order pies from the local grocery store, and order, don't order too many. Okay. They have to RSVP, and then you have them come to your house and pick up a pie. So these are all for SOI client type events. For your community, your geographic farm, these are people you don't know. See, your clients are people that know you. They know you, like you. Okay. Your community, they know of you, but they don't necessarily like you. Right? They've never met you. They see your marketing, they see your advertising, but they don't necessarily know you. So our goal is to get them to like us. We need to get them to show up. We need to get them to attend our event so they can learn to like us. So a shred day. So again, you're going to have a shred truck come out or bins, and then you're going to take it to a shred house. I prefer the truck to show up because I don't want to be responsible for their personal stuff. And people like seeing their stuff get shredded. You know what I mean? A food truck, right? Or I'm sorry, a food drive. Doing a neighborhood food drive and going door to door in your neighborhood, or have people deliver the food to your house for your local shelter, right? Literally for your local shelter. This is really important that it impacts your community. This is you doing something for your community. A food truck in the park, right? You can order 2-3 food trucks, have them park in the loop at the local park, and you're only paying for the food that they're buying. Right. So it's a very low cost. You're not renting anything. You're not renting the park. You're literally just having some food trucks, maybe a couple beanbag toss things, a volleyball net, hanging out. You're bringing maybe a couple cases of sodas and a case of beer, and that's it. Right. Very low cost for your neighborhood. Bicycle parade. I mean, that's no cost. Maybe you have a fruit stand or a fruit punch stand and some popcorn, those kind of things. Garage sale day, clothing drive. That's really important in the fall. Like this time of year, clothing drives are a big deal. Food drives this time of year are a big deal. And a school supply drive right before school starts. Those are all great things. Do you have anything that you would add to that, Stephen? You think of anything else?
My Lord, you've thrown additional ones I would never even dreamt of. So I love all of them. And I would actually show up too.
Yeah, right. Yeah, some of these are cool because the reason you'd show up is it's not a customer appreciation where you feel obligated to be there and you don't feel obligated to stay. Right? You can pop by, grab an ice cream cone at Ice Cream Social, stay there for 10 or 15 minutes and leave. If it's a food truck day, you're going to come by, get your steak-'em sandwich, and get out of there. Go have a great day. So again, these are not designed to hold people for multiple hours. People are busy, right? They're running around. They've got families. They got responsibilities. They've got things that they're doing that are more important than us. We just want to show them that we're here and that we're active in business and that we are going to give them an opportunity to come see us and reward them for doing so. Okay. So almost done. We're rolling through this. So I want you to start, when you think about your events, you got to start with the end in mind. You need to have 3 to 10 events a year. 3 to 10 events a year. 3 minimum. If you're a highly social person, if you're a strong extrovert, or some introverts that really like to be around people, do more. Like you could do them every 5 weeks. Like literally, you could do them every 5 weeks. Every month is a little much, but if you have a community that you market to and an SOI, you could break it up. So you could have 6 for your community and 4 for your SOI, right? And that gives you 10. So, but this is your superpower. If you're a people person, you like to be around people and spend time with people, right? Make the events your marketing, okay? Smaller is bigger, okay? Small is big. Big events cost a lot of money, okay? Small events are going to give you an opportunity to network, talk to people, engage with people, and they're going to get the rhythm of it, right? They show up to one, then they know another one's coming. They're going to show up to that one. They know another one's coming. They miss that one. Another one's coming. They don't worry about it because they know that another opportunity is coming up. So they're going to have opportunities to come see you. It's going to mix it up a little bit. The smaller events give them an opportunity to talk to each other. So what's better than having your client that loves you talk to somebody in your community about what a great real estate agent you are, right? I mean, that's social proof, right, Stephen? I mean, it's the best.
A lot more authentic there.
It's the best. Yeah, it's the best marketing ever. And then low cost or zero fixed cost. So fixed cost is like renting a movie theater, right? That will cost you $4,000, okay? Between the theater, the popcorn, the drinks, it's going to cost you a lot of money, okay? And if it doesn't cost you a lot of money, it's because it's at a bad time of day. Nobody wants to see a movie at 9 a.m. Saturday morning. So your goal is $400 or less in an event. And the way we're going to keep the cost down is by inviting your mortgage professional, your property inspector, maybe your contractor, plumber, whoever you use. Like if you follow the coaching that I share, and by the way, the app, how many videos do we have on the app of coaching for coaching agents? Steve.
Ooh, Pat, do you have that number readily available?
31 or something?
I was gonna say that sounds about right, but I know it's quite high.
There's a lot of video. There's a lot of coaching that's already built into the app for you to be able to build this. In fact, a shorter presentation of this is on the app, but this is really in depth. So anybody that you're promoting as your preferred vendor list could participate in the event, give them some time to engage and to promote them about participating in the event, and it'll help you reduce your cost. Okay. So the Ice Cream Social event, if you have Ice Cream Social and you have 20 people show up and each of them have 2 ice cream cones because they brought a kit. Okay. And that's 40 ice cream cones at $3 a piece, right? So what is that? $160, right, Stephen? $160. Woo, that's breaking the bank. And now we have our property inspector there who's like, oh, I know Susie. I did their inspection. I love them. They're great. They're the sweetest family. They pick up 50% of the cost. So now that event costs you $80, right? How many events can you do for $80? A lot. Here's the number one goal with your events. And this is where people make the biggest mistake. And this is the most important thing. So if you're listening to this, write this down. Your number one goal is to stay in front of your clients in your community, right? Showing them that you're available, you're out there, and you're active in the business. It's not about their attendance, okay? That's the mistake people make. They think it's about the number of people that attend. It's not about having the most people attend. It's not about having all the attention on you. It's not about making them feel obligated or guilty, okay? These are the mistakes people make when they put on their events. The goal is to give yourself a reason to contact them, right? How many of us would love a reason to contact our SOI, past clients, and community? If I had a reason to call them that wasn't just asking for the business all the time, I would contact them. Now you have a reason, right? Hey, I'd love to invite you to an Ice Cream Social. Hey, I'd love to invite you to a food truck this in 2 weeks from now, okay? And then last is to hold yourself accountable. When you put out in your newsletter or on your social media or in your email or your text that you're having an event, you're kind of obligated now to have the event. So really important. So some tricks with this too is take photos of your event and share that back on your newsletter, right? Share that back on your newsletter that you had an event and that you know, even if it's 5 people, get a photo of all 5 of you standing in front of the ice cream parlor, right? And then push that back out on your next newsletter. And so, because FOMO is an important thing, right? You know what FOMO is, right, Stephen?
Oh, I live for it.
Fear of missing out, right? Fear of missing out. Okay. So finally, this is a great part, is inside the Trio app, we have all the training already built for this, okay? So if you go, I'm going to stop sharing here really quick, and I'm going to just show, oh, I lied, I'm not, because I actually when I shut off the Zoom, I shut off my sharing. So I'm not going to do that. But what I'll tell you is inside of the Trio app and on the desktop is a coaching section. You click on coaching, and there's a section on building out your annual marketing calendar. Now, this is how simple it is. You're just going to take every month of the year, and then you're going to match up when you're having your events, okay? Very simple, very simple. I have some other rules of marketing that you can learn in depth if you want to have some better understanding inside the app. And then you have to plan your marketing ahead. Now this, remember I said I'd share with you the mistake I made yesterday. I didn't give myself near enough lead time on this event. You need to plan this, your events out a year in advance, okay? Now that doesn't mean if you don't have an event right now, you plan it a year from now. But if I'm planning an event right now, the soonest I might do it is December, but probably January, because we need to start with a save the date in your newsletter, social media posts, email invite, a save the date mailer, right? Which I think is good. I'm still a print mail guy too. You know, I think you have to hit them in all areas. You got to do the print mail. You've got to do everything. A call and text reminder about 7 days out. Another reminder, as Patrick shared with us how to do that through the app, a trigger to remind us of the people who RSVP'd, to remind them and give them the address. Send them another reminder before you have the event. Now, the great part is almost all of this can be managed through your app, right? Right, Stephen?
I was going to say, this is a beautiful tee up. I mean, every single thing within my Trio app is going to be able to make this ridiculously easy.
Yeah. I mean, the hardest part, and it takes 5 minutes, is putting the app in putting the event in the calendar. That took longer than everything else. And I'll be honest with you, this is horrible. I did it while I was driving.
I'm looking the other way for you, Sean.
I did it while I was driving because here's the problem, is I thought of it and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to put that. I forgot to put the event in and I didn't want to forget. So do not do it while you're driving, right? We forbid you from doing it while you're driving. So now, again, as we shared, all these things you can do on your own, but the goal of the Trio app, okay, and you can check it out. So right now, if you go to mytrioapp.com, you can go on there, you can look at a couple of videos, some other trainings that we have on there. You can go on, log in, you get 14 days for $1, so you can test it out. Go in, check it out. Set up a couple clients. It's going to prompt you to do that. It's going to prompt you to add some clients to it. And in there is some great resources for first-time buyers, move-up buyers, sellers, neighborhood sellers. So use it. Use some of the resources and message your friends, message your clients, and see the power of the response of it. And check it out over the next 14 days, right? You can say something, Stephen?
Would you want to go ahead and just show, I don't know if you still got it pulled up to screen share with that, Sean, of even what you're talking through? Because I know for my first time when I was using the app, it just didn't make sense until all of a sudden I clicked through and I didn't realize just how incredibly easy it was.
Let me log back in here. Got it. No audio. Oh, that wasn't too bad. That wasn't too painful. Right back in. Hold on. We got a question here. Coaching workbooks are under resources. Oh, yeah. So Sophia says the coaching resources, the coaching workbooks, which is what we went through today, which is one of the worksheets that we go through, is under the resource section inside of the Trio app, which is a really good point to make sure people know where that's at. Okay, so let's go to, let me set up my screen share.
While you're pulling that up, if you guys aren't familiar with what resources even are, it's basically being inside of Sean's brain and having all those decades of experience and figuring out how to go ahead and leverage those to continue to grow your business, which is one heck of a insight there, Sean.
Oh, thanks, man. Okay, cool. Look at this. Back in. So you gotta love technology, right? Okay, let's pull up the app. So we were just talking about what did you want me to show them?
Even just something as simple as how to go ahead and go, if you want to pull up any of your home screen.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
I'm trying to figure out how to hide my picture here. How to hide that, but
You can swipe that to the side usually.
like that. Oh,
Hey, learn
you're the
something.
man. Look at that. Okay. So starting from the home screen, this is what it looks like when you initially log onto the app. You can see it's a really simple place where you can really just see what your engagement is, right? Like how many people you've been talking to. Right. So and then when we talk about you wanted me to go into the resources, right? And share.
Exactly.
So we just click here at the bottom. If you look here, you can click at the bottom. There's a section called resources, or right in the middle there where it says resources. Those are all live links. So it's so cool. You don't have to, guess. It's so intuitive. You just go right here. And the way that we sorted the app was to think like a real estate agent, right? Because real estate agents, we think of everything like home sellers, home buyers, past clients. That's how we think of people. Are they buying? Are they selling? Are they a past client or SOI, right? So we can come in here and just say home seller, right? So neighborhood, these are going to be people in our geographic farm, right? For sale by owner, obviously people that have their homes for sale themselves. Expires or houses that were on the market previously that didn't sell, which by the way, Stephen, are up almost 300% year over year.
Holy cow.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of people tested and they didn't sell their house. And because you know what the difference is between now and last year? Now your agent has to actually try to sell the house. They've got to have a good marketing plan. They have to do good photography. They have to prep the house for sale. They have to price it right. Your agent has to have skills right now. You can't just throw the house on the MLS and sell it, So pre-foreclosures, these are people that are behind on payments, okay? So the example is, check this out. Download the app yourself. Take a look for 14 days. Give it a 14-day free trial. And go into neighborhood, okay? And then go to connect and do this. Take this video right here. This is a video that we created that are 10 tips for a successful home sale, right? Send this to your friend or family, right? Send this to a potential client that you're working with that maybe is thinking about getting their house ready in the next few months, and say, hey, I thought of you and I wanted to send this to you. And see the power of this. So, Stephen, explain how the app then, when they watch it, explain how the app responds.
So my favorite part, this is one of my favorite features, where it's basically a magic 8-ball. So Sean goes ahead and sends me a link or some sort of content. And as soon as I go and pull that up, Sean will go ahead and be able to be immediately notified and be aware of exactly what I looked at, when I looked at it. So then suddenly he can go ahead and reach out to me around whatever that content might be. Because clearly, whether he sent it 10 hours ago or 10 days ago, all of a sudden my interest has been piqued. So it's the perfect time for Sean to go ahead and re-engage with us, Stephen. So that'll be right within just the contact setup. And you can go ahead and track individually for every person that you're sending any of that information to.
Yeah, right. I mean, and I just pulled up here on the screen. Here's where your notifications show up. So you can see right here that, Heather replied, I'll be there. I'll be at the event, right? And then here's what Patrick was talking about is tasks, is your ability to assign yourself tasks. As you see, I need to follow up with Anita And I think that was a test one I put in there. It says 1 month ago. That's 1 month overdue. So you can follow up. You can manage your own schedule and your own tasks right inside the program.
And I know we're only scratching the surface, but in essence of time today, Sean, I know there's going to be additional ones of these coming up, right?
Yeah. Our goal is to do these consistently for you guys, provide value and share the app, right? And that's the goal, right? And to really impact. I'm trying to figure out how to turn my screen share off without shutting off the whole thing again, but I'm having trouble figuring that out. Stop share. Nope. It's because I'm not sharing on my desktop. I'm sound old manish right now, don't I?
I was gonna go ahead and call you my
Oh.
father there for a second, but no, we're good.
So so we're going to be doing these consistently, continue to provide value, continue to share and make an impact on the real estate industry. So we appreciate you all.
Can't wait to hear more. Thanks so much, Sean.
You bet, man. It was good seeing you. Have a great week. Have a great week, everybody.
Take care.